Hi, and welcome back to Focus Lehigh County. I'm your host, Kathleen Parrish, and with me I have Lehigh County Executive Don Cunningham, Tom Gettings from the Wildlands Conservancy and Trexler Nature Preserve, and new guest this session is Doug Pinkerton, who is president of the Valley Mountain Bikers.
Right. So,
Doug, what is the Valley Mountain Bikers?
Sure. The Valley Mountain Bikers is a Lehigh Valley-based off-road cycling club. Okay. We have about 140 members presently. They range in age from 12 to at least 61. And our mission is to help promote anything in any way linked to off-road cycling, and that ranges from trail building locally to group rides, racing, as well as special events like our annual Take a Kid Mountain Biking Day, where we introduce kids to the nature and cycling all in one shot.
And I know that you were involved with a lot of the trail building at the Trexler Nature Preserve, and Tom, you were responsible for sort of bringing them in. How did that relationship get established?
When we were in the process of the master site plan, we came up with an area that seemed to us to fit potential mountain biking needs. And not knowing much about mountain biking, I like things that are flat and paved usually when I ride my bike. We went to the Valley Mountain Bikers, who Wildlands had done some work with in the past, particularly on Lehigh Mountain in Salisbury Township, and asked them if they would want to establish a mountain biking single-track trail in that area, which they've done a magnificent job cutting this trail through the autumn olive. It's like going through a tunnel, and it's at this point, I think, 2.5 miles long. So they've done a terrific job, all volunteer work again, and it's just a great trail to walk on as well as ride, I might add.
Now, how many miles of trails are at the preserve?
Well, referring back to that master site plan, they're planned on 12 miles of trail when it was done, and we just went over 19 miles, and we still have a year left to put the final touches on the master site plan. So we've extended past the original plan.
And Doug, will your group be doing the entire 19 miles?
Well,
you heard it here.
Exactly. The things are going really, really well so far. As Tom mentioned, typically our trail building, as anyone who's hiked the Appalachian Trail in Pennsylvania can attest to, is Pennsylvania is known for its rocky, extremely rocky trails, and that's been our experience elsewhere. Here the real challenge has been the autumn olive, as Tom's mentioned, and the result has been literally like hundreds of hours sawing through the autumn olive, which the upside to it is it's going to result in a really unique trail user experience, in that you'll have these tunnels.
How do you hack through the autumn olive?
Chainsaws, hand saws, tons of work, and they actually have little thorns, which are a lot of fun as well. So it's been an interesting experience so far.
Do you have some autumn olive scars?
I don't personally, but yeah, several of our volunteers, cyclists, definitely have some.
Because I was going to ask you to show them to us.
Badge of pride.
Let me put this in perspective to people. These are folks, Doug and his group, just regular folks coming out on the weekends, in the evenings, on their own time, with their own equipment, digging through and opening up these trails. Now, I can't even get my own lawn work done on the weekend, and these folks are out there. It's extraordinary, and that's, this project has got, as Jan pointed out earlier, so much involvement from so many different entities. It's really made it special, and from a big picture standpoint, this is all free work put in by this group of these great people that have done this, not only at the Nature Preserve, but along South Mountain too in Lehigh County. And we're really grateful for them being there and being part of the project.
Tom, you look like
we're about to launch Team Trexler, which is going to be our volunteer program, where there'll be an actual way you can sign up and tell us what it is that you'd like to volunteer to do. So we can put together a coalition of individuals and groups throughout Lehigh County and the Valley of people who want to participate up here and help us as we go forward.
And what kind of things are you looking for volunteers to do?
Well, everything from the type of stuff that Doug and his crew have done, to maintaining trails, which is very important, to helping out often in the disability fishing experiences that we have, as well as the upcoming butterfly area. There's a myriad of things that they'll be able to check off or add that they would like to be part of, and then we can start organizing those groups as well.
One of you give us sort of an overview of the trails? It's 19 miles. I know there's 3 different ranges at the preserve. What kind of different features do you see as you bike or hike through the
Well, I've been
preserve?
told the Trexler Border Trail is an 8.5-mile trail. It's primarily horseback riding right now. It goes up to several gorgeous views of the area, both inside and outside of the preserve. The interior trails in the Central Range are primarily the Covered Bridge Trail, which is the 88 Trail, and the Elk Watching Trail are both about a mile long, and they loop. And then the South Range has fewer trails. It has one trail that goes around the outside, the Trexler Border Trail, because that's been kind of held aside as an area for wildlife. So the North Range has the most number of trails and probably the most views. The Central Range has the ones that are most accessible and easy and most refined, but total is 19.1 miles.
And if I may, let me ask a question, because as someone, I don't ride mountain bikes yet, but I do run, and when you're trying to find trails, for the people out there listening, where should they go? I mean, how do they get an access point to a trail?
Sure. As it stands right now, with the portion of trail that's cut in at this point, it's accessible off of a Race Mill Road, right, Tom? Near Mill Creek Road. Sorry, near the old horse stable. And if you're looking at the stables on your left as you pull into that parking lot, the trailhead is to your right, and you enter into the Autumn Olive almost immediately. Yeah.
That's on the North Range of the 3 ranges, North, Central, and South. That's the parking lot of the North Range.
What is a single track trail?
Sure. A single track trail really is less about, well, it is about the width of the trail itself, but it's more about an experience. Because the trail is so narrow, it's a unique nature experience where you're really surrounded by nature, as opposed to like a fire road or what have you, or an old logging road. That's just more like being on a regular sized road that happens to be made of soil. In the case of the single track that we're building in Trexler, our main goal is to make sure that it's not only a lot of fun from a user experience, but also that it's environmentally sound and sustainable. And that's achieved through proper building techniques, where you make sure that the water gets off the trail as quickly as possible to avoid erosion. And as Tom mentioned, the better the trail is designed and built to begin with, the less maintenance hopefully is necessary down the road.
So when Don's knees go from running and he needs to buy a bike, what should he look for?
And there's also trail running, Don, which as we know from our past trail building experience, it's now a destination for tons of trail runners. It's not just about cyclists.
That's good to know. I mostly do the Ironton Rail Trail or the towpath on the Lehigh Canal.
Doug's group was also instrumental in bringing in the International Mountain Biking Association, which did a trail building workshop for not only Trexler, but everybody in the valley.
Okay, great.
Sure,
well,
yeah.
Thank you very much. I think we're out of time. So thanks for joining us at Focus Lehigh County, and we'll see you next time.